You are looking live here in the Kev Watson Cup. This is round 2 of 3 in the group stage in today's game, which should be a good one between England and the Ivory Coast. Well, I'm going to tell you that, I'll tell you right now that this game means a lot to both these teams. Now, you might say this is shaping up to be a 6-6-0-0 group, but that's just one game, and that was early. If the England wins today, they're not out of the woods. If England wins today, they don't clinch. Why? Because if Poland beats Argentina, then we will have a 6-3-3-0, and the Ivory Coast, well, they're still in it. England would have to beat Argentina, the Ivory Coast would have to beat Poland, and then the goal differential would come in. If you're England, you got to take care of business today and win. If you don't take care of business today, then you will have, let's say you tie, you'll have 4 points. And then you got to play Argentina. And the Ivory Coast will have 1 point. And they play Poland. And if you don't beat Argentina, or even tie them, and you lose, and the Ivory Coast runs it up on Poland, England is out. So a very big game. Let's go to the field and the national anthems. This should be really good. We are looking today at a, well, I would say the Ivory Coast got killed in their first game. They held on for a while. Then Argentina scored and made it look like a Harlem Globetrotters game. And then England, on the other hand, England was very clinical in their beating Poland 3-1. The Ivory Coast is in orange, England is in white. And we're ready to go here with the national anthems. It'll be first the Ivory Coast and then England. And now for the national anthem of the Ivory Coast. And now the national anthem of England. All right, we're about ready to go. We told you the stakes. And England needs to win here to preserve their faith. Not a tie, but a win. They have a 4-3-3 with Kane up front, Sterling, who is extremely good, and Sancho are all up front. For the Ivory Coast, the Sale, Seri, and Kessie up front of a 4-3-2-1. DA in the middle has a yellow card. They do not want him out for the Poland game. Well, we're about ready to go here. Very big game for both these teams. If they want to go on to the next round for the Ivory Coast, it would be dire straits. If they lose, if they win, if they tie, it actually would be good for the Ivory Coast to tie, because then they would play Poland, and if they can beat Poland, then they would have a good shot that Argentina could beat England, and then it would go to, it would go simply to the goal differential. So Canaan will start it off. We're underway here. England and the Ivory Coast. There's Seri at the Koulibaly. Koulibaly back to Seri. And he'll go back and forth here. Koulibaly, he's going to have it. On the near side, he has an opening to cross. He does, right over, and way too long for Pepe. Aurier to Pepe. Inside Seri, outside, in and out. Here comes Aurier again. Inside, and Gomez knocks it away. Here's Kessie. Kessie to Pepe. Aurier again, Seri. Seri inside to Sale. Sale shy scores, and that's a Sale for the Ivory Coast. 3.5 minutes in, and the Sale puts it through. And it's 1-0 the Ivory Coast. A huge early goal for the Ivory Coast, a team that was destroyed 3-0 against Argentina. And the Ivory Coast has an early 1-0 lead. This is the Ivory Coast that we know. A one-on-one opportunity. He rolled the defender, and he put it in. Watch this. Bang, right there, turn and fire. And England right there was on the wrong side of history. It's 1-0. And a very big goal here. That's huge. As England, we're in the 4th minute. Wire to Chamberlain, and here they go. Sterling to Chamberlain. Chilwell. Chamberlain to Sterling, and here they go. Wow, it really woke up England. If you're England, you gotta, your eyes are wide open right now. You don't want to lose. If you lose, you got problems because you have the way harder opponent next. Here's Henderson. They got plenty of time. The general consensus is they're going to get one here. They're not going to lose 1-0. That's going to be inside Kane a little too far. And it'll be a throw-in for the Ivory Coast. Quite frankly, and let's be frank about this, I think England's going to at least score a goal today. So, unless the Ivory Coast gets up 2-0 early, England should just settle down. But the Ivory Coast, but when you think about that, that means the Ivory Coast has to work this ball down and score another one. You can't be this early saying, hey, we're going to win this game 1-0. You might, but it's going to be a lot of opportunities for both these teams as we move on. Chilwell to Sterling. Sterling to Chilwell, and here he goes down the far side. Chilwell to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Taken away by the Ivory Coast, and Kessie to Sale Pepe, and he goes to Kessie again. Here's Kessie up front. He beats McGuire on the far side. The cross, and I don't even know where that was. Too far. And Pickford will have it. Ivory Coast 1, England 0. Chilwell. And he's going all the way down. Pepe, they're going to say that's a clean tackle. Well, they don't got the referees that were in the Sweden games. Sweden had 4 penalties. 4 penalties. Think about that. They're 1 for 2 yesterday. They've had 4 penalties in their first 2 games. DA, he has the yellow. Remember that. If he gets another one, he's out against Poland, which all of a sudden is now becoming an enormous game. And Pepe, and that's going to be knocked out. A good save, a good, but not great, but a good, because there was really nowhere to go on that one. Watch this. Bang, right there. Even if he wouldn't have touched it, would have hit the post and gone out. So here's the corner kick, Pepe. Pepe. And Kessie trying to head it in, and he can't have it. Koulibaly will have it, Aurier. To Kessie, and he'll go back to DA. Zaha coming after it. There's a scrum right in the middle of the net, and nothing comes of it. Ivory Coast 1, England 0. Koulibaly. Zaha. Look at Zaha go. He turns around and he can't hit him in the middle of the net. Oh, that's a bad turnover for England. That might be two here. Pepe makes it two. That was all a turnover. Oh, England, a huge turnover. A huge one right there, and Pepe puts it in. And it's 2-0 Ivory Coast, and now England has to start worrying. They have to start worrying. I don't know what this is. It's like a car with 5 different drivers. Were they honking the horn? I have no idea. But look at this. A turnover, and that's all a turnover right here. And they put it through. Jordan Pickford is having a horrible game. But you can't, you know, there's sometimes you have a bad game. But there's also sometimes where turnovers happen and you can't help it. That was quick. Quick reaction. He's not, I don't know if he's having a bad game, but he needs a spectacular game to be making these saves. We're in the 14th minute, and it's 2-0 Ivory Coast. This is unbelievable, this is a huge shock right now. I didn't expect this. I thought England was going to get up a couple goals, and it was going to be boring, and we'd be talking about having a very top-heavy conference. But right now, England is in trouble, and the Ivory Coast is not a bad team at all. I was shocked, actually, by the way that Argentina beat them. And beat them so soundly, 3-0. It was an early, close game. Sancho, a penalty! And he's pointing to the spot he's got to be. In the spot, and he points there. And they're calling it. Yes, they are. They're calling it a penalty. He's telling everybody to get away. And he didn't like it. But that's going to be a foul. Yeah, he got the meat of his knee right there. And Traore upset. But here's Kane. And it's saved! They don't even get the penalty! It's saved, and the Ivory Coast will have it. It's incredible. All the times it is saved. Here's Koulibaly. Knocked away. Alexander-Arnold will have it back. They could have made it 2-1. I mean, they needed to make it 2-1 because they need to make a tie evident. They need to make it like a realism, a possibility. Right now, it doesn't look like it because they're down 2 goals. And really, the Ivory Coast looking good. Which one's going to show up? And I'm telling you that England is not a bad team. England is not that bad. People always say, oh, look at England, whatever. Not great in the years. That's going to be a yellow card to England now. And a foul, he doesn't like it, and that's not good for England. In Argentina, you need everybody. I don't know if you can, oh yeah, that's from behind. England is 4th ranked in Europe. Ivory Coast is 2nd in Africa. And if the Ivory Coast can blow out England, everybody's looking because the Ivory Coast really deserves it. Kessie, he goes into a sail. Good defense, he's going to be fouled, and an extra kick at the very end. He might get a yellow for that. And he gets a yellow. He's going to give it to number 5 for the foul there, the 2nd yellow, and as many minutes on McGuire. Not the 2nd on McGuire. Oh, I think the first one to the head, and then he stuck a knee right in his back. And there's a lot of frustration for England. This is not going the way England planned. And this is going better than planned for the Ivory Coast. Pepe trying to make it 3. Oh, it hits and it's in! It's 3-0 Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast, Pepe, his 2nd goal of the day. And Pepe makes it 3-0. And look at that, the goalie. Oh, that's Gabohood. And Gabohood, and that was a great free kick. And that's incredible. That is really incredible. What a free kick. It hit off the top bar and in. And the Ivory Coast is now shockingly up 3-0. If you're England, this is absolutely horrible. Because right now, you're getting your butt kicked. And if you were to lose, right now England has 3 points. The Ivory Coast has 3. Poland has nothing, and Argentina. So if Argentina beats Poland, and they go to Kane, Kane, long shot, he scores. It's 3-1. So down 3-0, they get one of them. And I'm going to tell you what, this thing isn't even close to being over, and they know it. That's going to be Kane. Well, they're in desperation mode right now. And they got it right to the middle and put it through. And if I were Ivory Coast, I would hold the ball, and I wouldn't allow a second goal. I would try and hold it as much as you can. To slow it down, Kane, they put it through, and it's going to be 3-1. We saw Algeria and Mali in the post-tournament. It's 3-1 here. Traore to DA. And here they go, they push it up to a sail, but he can't have it. And here's England the other way, Gomez. They're not panicking. We're 20 minutes in, there's been 4 goals. Incredible. 4 goals, it's just the way they're playing. Both teams are an offensive team. Here's Sancho. He's gonna go in, and Kane a little too far. And they're starting to get a lot of pressure, and this is the way the Argentina game went. If they hold this win, then Argentina, and if they win, it'll be 6-3, 3-0, and that goal is huge because of goal differential. So let's say they both tie, and they end up with 4 points, or they both win, and it's 6-6-6. It's all which can happen. Then what you got to do is you got to look at goal differential, and that's huge. Trying to get to Kane, they do. The opening, the shot, and the save, and they're going to get a few more of them. As Kane, as it goes outside. I'm going to tell you this is unbelievable. What a save. The Bohud. Incredible, and here comes the side Alexander-Arnold on the corner kick, trying to get it in. It's 3-1. Alexander-Arnold, they put it in. The header no good. It's wide open in the net. They can't get to it. It'll be knocked away. Still 3-1 Ivory Coast. That's going to be a foul, no card. And that was a hard foul. And here's Alexander-Arnold again. He's getting up slowly. Sancho trying to get it in. Can't have it. Rice again. Here's a sail. A sail pushes it ahead to Zaha. Di to Seri. For an Ivory Coast team that was upset in that African tournament, they're playing a heck of a game now. Zaha. Seri again knocked away, and here's Rice. Sancho. We'll have it. We're only 25 minutes in, and we have 4 goals. An incredible early on performance. Chilwell. Chilwell to Oxlade-Chamberlain to Rice. Rice to Seri, and they give it back to Gabohu. Henderson, Gomez. Henderson again. Rice having a good game defensively. They go inside to Kane. Back to Rice. He's in support. They're pushing people up. Here's Seri. They push it down. They're not afraid to go. And they have on the side, here's Pepe, and he goes to Kessie. They have a man down below. They got him to a sail to Pepe. Pepe, the shot, he scores. It's 4-1. 5 goals in the first half for both these teams. And the Ivory Coast goes ahead 3. Pepe has a hat trick. He has a hat trick in 27 minutes against England. And this game is so crazy for a reason. Because it's 4-1, and what has happened is, because the Ivory Coast got up early, England is pushing everybody down, and they're not really playing defense. That's why this game is absolutely insane, and that's why the Ivory Coast keeps pushing. And I'm telling you right now, it's the goal differential that's really killing England. Now England's going to have to go from this team to a team that has to beat Argentina. Well, it depends. I don't know how good Poland is. I see the Ivory Coast up 4-1, an absolute shock. An absolute shock against England. And just absolutely shocking. And when I see this, you know, this is just shocking. Wire to Gomez. So here we go. Gonna push it up to the side. Here's Kane. Kane trying to go to Rice. Rice at Chilwell. Chilwell to Oxlade-Chamberlain. And this is the one thing England needs. They go inside to Kane. Kane looking. Kane rolls a shot. Save. Look at this save. This is so huge. You're getting this crazy score because of an early 2 goals by the Ivory Coast. If the Ivory Coast, if it were the other way around, it'd still be like 2-0 or whatever. But England is pushing, you know, leaving these openings back, which is allowing the Ivory Coast to go down and get goals like they did, finding huge gaps. And Bohood is having a great first half. England needs, I really think they need to put one in before the half. Go in, Sterling, here's Henderson, they try and get it over, Rice. Chilwell again, into Sterling, nothing, Rice again, the shot saved to Bohood. One was right near him and Rice knows it. He should have put it far post. It's funny, $1 million athletes, after they miss, they become just like all of us. The weight of the goalie was off, all he had to do, put far post, he knows it. Short corner, Chilwell. Alexander-Arnold, they go inside. The upset is happening right now, 4-1. A major shocker. Makes you think of what Poland can do to Argentina tomorrow. Kane, it's wide. He knows it. He knows it. He should have hit it. Argentina tomorrow against Poland, and it makes you wonder when games like this happen. Oh, Kane is upset. He is the captain. He knows that they need a goal before they go in. A tie right now, if they were to come back and tie this game, that would be absolutely enormous for England. Bohood, this would be deep. If England would come back and win, Ivory Coast would be done. You just stick a fork in them. They're done. That's going to be Pickford who has it. They want to rush down Pickford. And they're trying to hurry down. They need to push. They need to go for it. I don't care. You got to keep pushing forward. You can't be, you know, at 5-1. You know, you can't be thinking, oh, it could be 5-1. You got to just keep pushing forward. Sari again to Sale because you need a win, really. Zaha again will have it. He'll go to the corner. The header, and it's wide. He almost had the header. Oh, my goodness. And this is what happened. See, oh, that was a terrible mistake by number 16. Terrible. He went up with it and it was just way over his head. I think he just judged it wrong. Kessie, who had such a terrible game against Argentina, and the whole Ivory Coast is playing unbelievably all right. They're playing well offensively now. Really well defensively, too. I wouldn't say they're playing great. I would say they're good because they are allowing gaps, and some of these shots that could go in are going wide. Sterling with a move, and he's still on his feet. No foul there. Here comes the Ivory Coast the other way. Aurier. The Sale. Pushing it ahead. No, they're not. They're going to take it back. The Ivory Coast. A +3 in goal differential. They're even. I never thought I would see them even after losing 3-0 to Argentina. They're even on the goal differential for the tournament. And England is a -1. Oh my goodness, I never would have thought that. Henderson, he's going to try and look inside. Alexander-Arnold to Henderson to Rice. Trying to look inside. They need one before the half. They know it. Alexander-Arnold probably and out. Which way will it go? Will it be a throw or a corner? It's going to be a throw. Big time. Give to Henderson, basically like a corner. That's going to be in no good. And Chamberlain, give it to Chilwell. Rice to Henderson. He's going to go in. Sancho, no good. Alexander Arnold, no good. Here comes Rice again. Oh, Rice is hit. Bohood, I gotta get the pronunciation on his name. Traore again. I have to, because if the Ivory Coast plays like this for the rest of their games, they're gonna make noise. You don't realize that England they were looking to win the championship this year, and they're down 4-1. They were looking to go all the way. They were looking to go to the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. They're looking to do all of that. And right now, they're down 4-1. Now, this doesn't eliminate them. It certainly does make things harder. The Ivory Coast will have 3 points, and England will have 3 points. And then tomorrow, Argentina and Poland. That's going to be Group B. It's going to throw Group B into a loop. And Argentina can really play well if they win. They could be in a good position, but they're not in. Alexander Arnold, they go to King. Oh, what a save, and it's still in, and they're going to knock it away. What a save again, another one. Let me tell you this much, that we could have Argentina win tomorrow, and then England beats Argentina, and then the Ivory Coast beats Poland, and now we got 3 teams at 6, and a game like this, where if the Ivory Coast is beating Poland, then the Ivory Coast, that's going to be into Sail again. He's tripped, and they're not going to get anything here in the 43rd minute. But if the Ivory Coast has Poland, and they win, and they win to give them 6 points, then right now at a +3, it's going to have to be a +4 or more. And England is not going to beat Argentina by like 5 goals. Kane, and he whiffs on this, and DA again pushes it up to Sale pushes to the far side. Kessie. This is when these games just start heating up right now. You just don't win. A win is not a win in these. A win can be okay, and a win can be great. A loss can be okay, or a loss can be devastating. Kessie again, they're looking for a 5th, which would be absolutely insane. Kessie. Turnaround, and Pickford to save. They're going to try and get something here at Pickford, and they roll it to the opposite side. Alexander Arnold. They want to push it up. They go back. I think that was a mistake. 3 extra minutes. They actually want a goal. They want a goal. That's the biggest thing. They just want to get a goal. Chilwell. He's going back to McGuire. McGuire again to Rice. Rice will push it ahead. Sterling. No, here's Traore, no. Bohoud. I think that's his name, Bohoud. But we're going to have to learn because he's doing a good job. Here's Rice again, knocked high into the air, 4-1. An incredible first half by the Ivory Coast, taking advantage of most things. At halftime, I'm going to have to use the facilities and get a drink of water. I'll be about 3 minutes. 4-1 Ivory Coast. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's like a final score, but it's at the half. But you got to be careful because in England, and DA, and that's the half. Pepe with the hat trick. 13, 19, and 27. I never ever thought. I didn't even think the Ivory Coast was going to be in this game. And then this happened. This is one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. This is a huge upset right now. I can't stress it, but here's the funny part. It's halftime. England's got still one more half to come back and try and win this. Like, I'm serious. This isn't over, and I think England's going to adjust and make some subs, but they have to, because I'm telling you right now, it's not working for England. They're giving up too much offense to the Ivory Coast. Okay, we're going to do a quick data dump here. I hope you like some of these songs. We're going to let it go for a second. I'm going to fill up my water and I'm going to be able to go from here. But right now, it's this is correct. This is right. I don't know what to say. It's the Ivory Coast 4, England 1. Like, my goodness. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Well, I'm going to need my water for the second half. I think the biggest thing about the second half is, can the Ivory Coast hold on? You're going to see a barrage, and I guess the question is, can the Ivory Coast take control when England is just barraging? And you won't see it until about the 50th or the 55th minute. But if England gets a goal in the first 10 minutes of this half, it's game on. If the Ivory Coast get another goal, it's game over. So the next goal, it's going to be game over or game on. And it's all up. Let's see what happens. You can see right now the passing. It changed a little bit. Kane, long shot and a save. Wow. He's had a fantastic day today. Now, interesting that they're punting deep. They're not a deep punting team. They liked in the first half to play a lot of possession. And that's got to be a change, and it's a change I don't like. I guess what they're trying to do is find England, who's pushing up everybody now, and that's what they want to try and do. They want to try and say, okay, well, England, you know, is pushing everybody up, so we want to go back. And Aurier and Grohow will come back. Alexander-Arnold, that is good. They go to Sterling, and they can't get into Sterling. Sterling has not touched the ball today. And that's one thing that I was wondering. It took Suarez a long time to touch the ball when it was Argentina and the Ivory Coast. See, they lost 3-0. They got a couple goals against them because they were pushing forward, and Suarez had a heck of a shot. That was a heck of a shot. Not Suarez, but Aguero. Sorry about that. And Suarez was yesterday with an amazing goal. That was amazing. As Uruguay won yesterday. Here's Rice. They won 5-3 against Sweden. Rice again inside. Here's Kane. Kane, it's going to be defended pretty well. Tipped away. Alexander-Arnold off his back. Here comes Sterling. Sterling to Henderson. Henderson, long shot, hit the guy's knee. Rice again. I wonder, how do you take a shot to the knee and keep going? But that's the thing about the Ivory Coast, is they're not a bad team. And they keep people in check. That 3-0 was a little deceiving. Here's Rice again, and this is the blitz by England. The question is, can the Ivory Coast? I think the Ivory Coast is just packing the box right now. But you can't. It's hard to turn on and off the switch. They got 4 goals because in the first half, they were still pushing. Here comes a sail again, a sail to the near side. Chamberlain, they both go to the ground. The referee calls nothing, and England will have it. Ivory Coast is just holding back. I don't like this because, again, they got their goals by pushing forward. Chilwell, and Kane shot, and it's going to be tipped over the top bar. You know, I understand you don't want a quick goal by England. I understand that, but there's also some of you that says, well, if you can get one 5-1, because the last thing you want is an England goal, because goal differential is going to matter in that third game. It's really going to matter in that third game. It's going to be the difference, probably, especially if you have 3 teams with 6 points, which could happen, especially with this result. Henderson to Rice, that's going to be a foul, and the Ivory Coast. No card here. I'm telling you right now, this is a tough position for England, but also a tough one for the Ivory Coast. Because now England's going to have a chance. Free kick, Alexander-Arnold. He's good at these things. And it's going to hit the wall. No good here. Here's Kane. Kane to Sterling. They got to get it inside to Sterling in the box. Remember last year, England in 2 semifinal rounds in the Kev Watson Cup, which is today, and the Classic teams. The Tony Andressi Cup with the all-time rosters. They played in the semifinal rounds. Remember last year's semifinal with 2 groups of 4, and the winner went on to the finals. Well, when that happened, England, I don't think, won a game. Sterling, and he's knocked down, no foul, and here comes the Ivory Coast again. But again, England will have it. Now, this is the way I thought the game would go the whole day. But right now, it's the Ivory Coast just playing back. This is not the Ivory Coast right now. And this is not how the Argentina game was. And I know that people do not want to play the Ivory Coast if they get in. Actually, people are hoping it's Argentina-England. Because the Ivory Coast plays that sort of soccer that they're not as talented as you, but they do a lot, they play to their strengths, and they have some really good strengths. Rice to Sterling. Sterling back to Rice, and he's going to take it in. Alexander, they need a goal, though. It's nice to be close, but now you need goals. And Zaha, that's going to be a steal, and the Ivory Coast is not getting anything back. Pepe is hat-trick in 27 minutes, a sail. Chilwell again, will push it again. Sterling to Kane. Well, he didn't have a hat-trick in 27 minutes. I think it was 37 minutes he had the hat-trick. Henderson, he goes flying down. Sancho again to Rice. Rice to the near side. Chilwell. And nearing the end line, tip. And away, it's going to be a corner. We're an hour in. England's going to win the possession. You're going to see like 70 to 30 by the end of the game. And it's by design. They're just trying to play one-on-one like right now in the sail. And here's the sail. They push it ahead to Siri, and now they have gaps. Here's Siri. They got 2 on 3. They go to Zaha. He turns around. It's going to be knocked away. And here comes Kessie, and this is the big thing. Wondering why they don't put more people up and try and play an offense here. They do. A sail in the middle. They get a goal. It's over. DA. Knocked away. The goal differential means everything. So even if they lose and are losing late in the game and can't come back, England needs a goal, a sail. That's got to be a sail, and a save by Pickford. A turnover by England. That was terrible. Seri again to a sail. Here's Seri to a sail again, back to Zaha to Seri. He's going to go up a sail and picked up by Pickford. He's going to go down to the near side. Traore to Aurier. Gomez again. Here's Chilwell. Sancho. Chilwell again. Delivery, and it's will be outside, and it'll be a throw-in for England. Well, it's still 4-1. We have these big scoring first halves, and nobody scores in the second half. Chamberlain wasn't even close. They've got to get inside. Everybody in England is starting to shoot from the perimeter. It's funny, they're not working the ball inside, they're passing. They're either doing crosses or shooting from the perimeter, and that's not good. They're not getting anything against the Ivory Coast here. You know, they had a few passes in there, and they've been very close. Chilwell trying to move. Pepe has a hat trick. I can't believe he has a hat trick. Ivory Coast winning 4-1 in a game that's absolutely incredible. That's going to be a foul on the Ivory Coast. Is he going to get a card? No, he's just getting yelled at. Ivory Coast fans are, this is one of those games when you play somebody you're not supposed to win, and you win by a blowout. A lot of people think that, oh, this is great, they have time to celebrate. No, sometimes those are worse. You get paranoid. Alexander-Arnold into the middle, Sterling, the right. The Kane shot is going to be wide. But really, you know, it's weird because when you're winning a blowout game, a lot of people think, oh, well, it's time to celebrate. But if you're the underdog, you get paranoid. You're playing an England team. You're like, in any other game, it'd be 4-1. This game would be a blowout. We'd be talking about, like, I don't know, Shelties or something like that. Dogs. Something. Anything. You know, we'd be talking about something. Maybe great foods from these countries. Or something I haven't had since I've been on my diet. Raviolis. And I love that. I had beer tonight. And peanuts. Because I was playing the Mountain Football League. And the Mountain Football League is our fantasy football league where I have Pro Football Strategy 21. And everybody gets one team from NFL history. And if your team wins the championship, you win. That's the thing, you win. If your team wins the championship, you win. And, you know, all these people pick their favorite teams of all time. And that was good. You know, like sitting back and, you know, I'm on a diet, I am, but, you know, the beer and peanuts. But see, we're talking about that. There's 20 minutes to go. But if you're the Ivory Coast, you're saying to yourself, we're not out of the woods even close yet. And they're paranoid. They can see in the back of their head England scoring 3 goals quickly and stealing a tie out of this. Whereas the average fan that doesn't know these teams might look at this and say, oh, it's 4-1, this is a blowout, you know, this is a boring game, we know who's going to win. I guarantee you the people on the field don't feel that right now. Alexander-Arnold to Rice, and England is trying to mount something. Of course, England, Sterling has not had the ball inside today. They marked him very well, and that game plan worked perfectly. Here's Maguire. Traps it again, Maguire to Chilwell. Say Chamberlain to Chilwell again. Go to Chilwell too far, it'll be a goal kick. Well, now it's turning in to goal differential. The Ivory Coast is just absolutely blowing out England, and they're starting to feel it. But the biggest thing is you got to go to the next round, and if you're in a group of death like they are, then you want to get number 1, but you also want to get in. And Kane in the middle, no good, and a turnover. Henderson inside, Kane back and forth, Seri no good. Gomez will have it for England. Always a pass ahead. They know where everybody is. They just can't finish. And DA again, a turnover. Here's a Sale one-on-one, but Maguire has it. And they're pushing it ahead. You don't want this. They're thinning out the defense. Kane in the middle. With Chilwell on the side. He traps it, puts it into Kane. He doesn't score. It's going to miss it to the side. Oh, my goodness. I mean, this is one of those this is one of those games. This is a very, I'm telling you what right now, that the whole tournament, this is affecting the entire tournament. Because when you take a look at the African teams, it has always been the African teams barely win when they beat the big ones, and they have beaten the big ones, but they always lose. There's never been an African team that has taken this kind of notice. Sterling again, no good. It has always been the African teams that have slid by, and they pulled big upsets in the past, but never like this. Never, ever like this. And not only, I know this is the group stage, but England is the championship-like team. They are ranked, I believe, they're fourth in Europe. They're fourth, let me say that, they're fourth in Europe. And the Ivory Coast is second in Africa. What that does for a tournament is it makes everybody look at their opponent and go, oh my God, we can lose. Here's Kane, the shot, he scores, and Kane puts it in. It's now 4-2, and they're hurrying up. It was big for goal difference. It might be too little too late, but that's big on goal difference, and Kane is hurrying up. They know the importance of this. The second goal for Kane. And instead of kicking as far as he could, it's a turnover. Kane put it through. And Al Red Sox fan is listening. Thank you very much. I just saw his post. And, you know, he does a very good job. I love the boxing. It's almost, I left a comment today as we see this goal, that it's almost like a chapter book. You really get into it with this commentary. You know, when you watch a fight, you feel the bruises, you feel the bumps, you can feel the stamina and the sweat of the fighters when he does a game. I love it. I put it on. It's like the radio, you know, and stuff like that. It's good stuff, and I would highly recommend, hey, watch it. I know we got one other fan in here, and if you're the other fan, you're listening, I'd go to Al Red Sox fans page, but he does, you know, his boxing's unbelievable. And his wrestling too. I like both of them. And here we go. Alexander Arnold de Sancho. Back is 4-2. England got one back. There's a point when, I mean, you're still going forever. This isn't a round of 16, so there is a tomorrow. But your tomorrow is going to be a little different depending on tomorrow. Well, that's a lot of tomorrows. Argentina and Poland, that's also in B. Group 2 of 3, here comes Kane again. This is big. Kane again, the shot, it's wide. He needed that to go in. And Gabohau, he knew it. Kane knew it. He needed it to go in. He had to have it go in. See, right there, he was open, and bam, too wide. And the one that did not even touch the ball today and take a shot is Sterling. Sterling did not take a shot. He has been properly defended all day. And they've looked good doing it, and that really surprised me. He hasn't been able, because here's the thing about African teams. There are some really, really good ones, some good ones. But when you take a look at the talent level from top to bottom, it's not like Europe. Now, Europe doesn't have all-star teams like 52, San Marino, and all that stuff. We know that. But the top 15 in Europe are good. But really, the top 25 can beat, on a day, anybody. You know, not often, we know that. That's why they're 25th ranked versus number 1, France. But in Africa, you'll have some really about 5 or 6 really good teams. Then you have another tier of 4 or 5 teams that are good, that can challenge the top tier teams and occasionally win. But you got a whole bunch of teams that will blow out 10-0. And whenever you don't get consistent, high-quality play, you don't get the timing needed to beat the best ones. You have the talent, but it's all about timing. We told you at this level, it's all about timing. And Pepe again. You see a lot of African teams with a lot of talent, and when they go and they play the biggies, that was a bad turnover there. They're a step too slow. They want to pull the trigger on a shot, but they wait a second and it gets knocked away. We see a lot of, but not here today. The Ivory Coast has played a lot like they've been playing top competition. The timing is down. All this sports is about timing. How fast can you make your decisions? And the pro athletes and, you know, a lot of people have, believe it or not, when it comes to skill, there's only so much you can have. It's the timing, the ability to shoot when you need to. Here's Henderson again, and a goal, and it's going to be a save, and that was really big, and Henderson is upset. He knows that if he would have scored there, it would have been a furious finish, and he couldn't do it. It's going to be a corner. But again, the timing there. See how he shot it in the right corner of the net, right where it was supposed to be Goho with the save, the blowho. Yeah. Tough saying his name. Next Ivory Coast will have to know it. Alexander Arnold. You know, a lot of teams wouldn't have got that. It would have been taken away in the front. It's going to be up no good. Oxlade Chamberlain will come by. Pepe again. But Pepe with his 3 goals. I mean, they had that one. Their 4th goal was a breakaway, and it was boom, 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 score. It's the timing. It's using your talent as early as you can to win a game. And that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Here's Assail. Assail is going to push it. Zaha might have it. And this is going to be dangerous if they make it 3. Here's DA. DA has a yellow from an earlier game. He's a defender. And DA, he had a shot. Now, for the Ivory Coast, they're going to be still a -1. England is going to be even. So England is tied. Now, England will have 3 points, the Ivory Coast with 3, or if Argentina plays, Argentina will play Poland. Argentina, if they win against Poland, they're favorites, but look at this game. I had no idea this would happen. If Argentina wins, it will be, oh, there it is, Sterling in front. Sterling might take it, Sterling in front. He has it, he's going to go over, it's going to be easy. Cabrojo. So if Argentina wins tomorrow, they'll have 6. England and the Ivory Coast will have 3, and Poland will have nothing. And if Poland wins tomorrow, like this today, if Poland wins tomorrow and you get an upset, then every team will have 3 points. And it's going to just be an absolute craziness. That's it. It's over. And the Ivory Coast has upset England to an unbelievable 4-2 margin. I think it's like when Baltimore County beat Virginia in the NCAA tournament. They beat them by such a big margin that when it was finally 0, when it hit 0 at the very end, you felt it was an upset, but it wasn't that elation like a last-second upset win. And that's exactly what I'm feeling now, is the fact. Now, a lot of this isn't even play. Remember, Ivory Coast just sat on their heels for an entire half. So that 22 shots, 15 on goal. That's not like England and the Ivory Coast were playing at 0-0 and they dominated them. Ivory Coast let them have a lot of long shots and a lot of shots on goal. Their goalie was absolutely incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. And when you take a look at this game, I mean, it's 4-2 the final. Here we're doing a data dump to put on a Facebook site. If you're part of the Facebook site, my Facebook page, then take a look at some of these stats. Or you could slow it down and play this back. The man of the match is Pepe, who has 3 goals today. That was one of the most unbelievable things. So before we leave, Argentina and England, let me take a look at the live streaming here. I take a look here, and this is Pro Evolution Soccer, the game I'm using for this, because the simulation on this is very good. I just don't have time for Football Manager. Football Manager, the games would actually last 90 minutes, and it would be too long, and plus this has a good presentation. I wanted to, you watch it, it's a great sim engine. It really is a great sim engine, and that's why I use it. But you take a look at the Ivory Coast and you take a look at this. The thing I want to put is this before we leave. Ivory Coast has 3 points, England has 3 points. Argentina right now has 3 and Poland has nothing, but they play tomorrow. If Poland wins, then basically we have 2 playoff games. If they all tie and Poland wins tomorrow, then everybody ties, and you go to goal differential. So it's nuts. This game really turned things around. I really thought it was going to be a 6-6-0-0 group, and we were just going to have one game the last day. No, we're going to have 2 very, very meaningful games the last day, and we play all the last round games. Games 3 of 3. All on the same day. So all of both game A days, both game B days, Group B days, and all that stuff. Al Red Sox fan, thank you very much for joining in. We have a couple viewers here. If you're listening to this on tape delay on my Facebook site or my YouTube page, then check out his page easily, 100%. Check out Al Red Sox fan. He has a lot of great things going on his page, really a ton of really good things. And his announcing, I'll tell you what, it's great. It sets the mood so much. Here I'm lucky because I have graphics and stuff like that. But college football's a little different. You know, college football, I kind of set the scene a little bit. But here I let the graphics, this is more. But if you go to Al Red Sox fans page, he has the old-time games, and he'll set the scene. And you don't need graphics. He's lucky. He gets to save all that money on buying computers and stuff because he'll set a scene better than any of the games that I can easily have. Oh, much, much better. Oh, my goodness. And, again, the boxing and the wrestling, absolutely freaking unbelievable. I love it. Right now, he has a wrestling, and he has a wrestling tournament going on, the best of all time. So I highly recommend checking that out. Those are fun to watch. All right, final score, Ivory Coast 4, England 2. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, and we're going to see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Tomorrow at, I would say, 8:30. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 or 9 o'clock a.m. New York time here in Thailand. It's going to be 8:30 or 9 at night. We'll see you then. Have a great night. Remember, college football will now be 1 day instead of 2, and that will be Friday night, and the Spencer Kale will be Saturday morning or Saturday night, one of those 2. We'll figure it out. Just watch me when I'm on. Thank you very much. Have a great day.